All right, it's time for entertainment. Let's head straight into West Africa, where Nigerian musician Skales, born John Raoul, has slammed the EFCC, of course, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission of Nigeria, for allegedly breaking into the singer's home with guns for a routine check. Now, the 32-year-old singer revealed in a series of posts on X, formerly known as Twitter, that they said they got intel that I'm into fraud. LOL. They said it's a routine check. They found nothing. Now, Nigerians were triggered when Skales explained the entire ordeal in detail. Now, in one particular tweet, he says, the EFCC pulled up to my home with 3 men with guns and some with sticks and hammers, LOL. They broke my back door while I was sleeping on the bed with my 6-month-old daughter. Imagine I had a panic attack because of my health issues. Is this not a crime? Now, the Kaduna-born star opened up about his daughter still crying several minutes after the ordeal and lamented in several posts, in fact, calling the FCC real scammers, fraudsters, and corrupt organization. Now, if you can look, there's a little video there. But surprisingly, EFCC spokesman Dele Oyewale, in a recent interview, said the claims were unfounded, adding that the officials of the anti-graft agency do not operate in such a manner. Now, according to what he says, we don't invade. Number 2, we don't conduct any raids. He then insinuated that the invaders could be impersonators of the EFCC roaming around, which is rather an interesting one. We'll see how this develops, what it becomes in the following days. But yeah, a lot of Nigerians are sad about that, especially for the daughter in that situation. But still in Nigeria, African giant Burna Boy has just earned a gold certification in France for his 6th studio album, Love Damini. The Afrobeat hit album dropped on the 8th of July 2022 and rose to global success with hits like For My Hand with Ed Sheeran and, of course, Last Last, among others. Now, according to the SNEP, the certification body responsible, the 19-track project has sold over 50,000 units within France to earn the gold certification. Now, at this time, Love Damini has bagged a total of 7 certifications. I'm talking gold in Canada, Netherlands, France, Denmark, Sweden, and New Zealand, and silver in the United Kingdom. Now, the project featured global stars such as British rapper J Hus, there's Jamaican star Popcan on that project, of course, Ed Sheeran, J Balvin, and platinum-selling American musician Khalid. Now, Love Damini peaked at #1 on UK's R&B album charts, #2 on Billboard's US World Album charts, with Last Last recording over 230 million streams on Spotify and YouTube, respectively. Now, recall it sampled American singer Toni Braxton's 2000 hit single, He Wasn't Man Enough. I remember listening to an interview how a lot of people were surprised with the context of that song. You know, some people thought it was a lot more, but we know what the catchy phrase for that song is, Last Last. Finally, on the international scene, adult entertainment brand Playboy has fired Lebanese-American media personality Maya Khalifa after she expressed her thoughts about the Israel-Hamas attacks. Now, the former porn film actress was dropped for being vocal about the support for the Palestinian people. Now, the Playboy team made a statement, and one part of it had this to say. It says, Maya has made disgusting and reprehensible comments celebrating Hamas attacks on Israel and the murder of innocent men, women, and children. Now, the world has mourned, of course, since the war sparked between Palestinian and Israel after the Palestinian militant group Hamas recently launched attacks on Israel, killing over 1,100 innocent people. Now, the company encouraged free speech and expressions, but adds that we have a zero-tolerance policy for hate speech. Now, Playboy says it's terminated its relationship with her, including deleting all Maya's Playboy channel on, of course, their creator platform, which is quite a bold move. But again, I know they say freedom of speech, but you know, she even admitted that she's lost a lot of business. In fact, we hear that she's responded to Playboy saying, I would say supporting Palestine has lost me business opportunities, but I'm more angry at myself for not checking whether or not I was entering into business with Zionists. In fact, at this point, it's super controversial. Many people, of course, on different sides of it. I am on the side of, you know, life and, you know, people, innocent people not, you know, having to suffer all of these. But of course, at this point, I have to drag. I was going to say Osa, but Osa is not here, of course.
Try.
I would not.
I'm not generating.
Okay, so concerning the Israel and Palestine story, I think that's a very sensitive conversation to have.
It is.
I think it's quite unfortunate to see that lives are being lost. And in having conversation about lives being lost, we've made it a religious war and a religious battle. Gigi did put out a statement, and I think I, in some way, understand, even though her father is Palestinian, she said that she decries, I'm not quoting her exactly, but saying that no life needs to be lost on either side. It's just unfortunate what is being done. We've seen the videos.
Yeah.
The media is reporting different angles, depending on what side you support. The story in some quarters is painted to be in favor of Israel. In some other quarters, it's painted to be in favor of Palestine. Some people actually celebrate the killings that Hamas has done. No life should be lost because, I'm short of words, right? Because this battle dates back to many years. It's not something that has started today. But all I would say is my thoughts and my prayers are with the people who have lost loved ones. I hope that the day would come when there would be peace between Israel and Palestine, and they will come to final, conclusions and agreements that would allow them live peacefully, coexist peacefully with each other. But I want us to go to the Skales story. First of all, I don't know, EFCC has come out to deny, I hear, but it's an unfortunate story.
They also came out to agree.
So what did they...
In principle, that I think this was just at night or during the evening, that they caught two persons who engage in fraud, electronic fraud, in his house. Two guys, they were caught. So this begs the question, so why did you deny in the first instance and then later on come out with a press release that two persons were caught, they're actually friends of Skales, and these two persons, one of them said, both of them are into internet fraud, I don't understand.
I'm not in any way, shape or form in support of internet fraud, never have been and never will be. What is wrong is wrong. But also I do think that there are more moral ways, would I say, or decent ways of effecting an arrest. You get a warrant, you access the house, unless the arrest was made in the heat of the commission of the crime. Then you can say, oh, there were robbers, we chased the robbers, we ran into the house and we arrested them. But if it's not in the heat of the commission of the crime, I think there's a due process to follow for arrests being made. It's unfortunate.
My worry is how they try to break into the house.
That's what I'm saying, that there are actually more human ways to conduct an arrest. Breaking into the house, there's a little child involved. Yeah. It is better that 1,000 guilty men go free than for one innocent to be, to suffer for it. And unfortunately, there was a baby that was involved. I'm hoping that we'll hear more statements regarding this. Investigations will be done. And arrests should be conducted in the manner and way that arrests should be conducted. We're human beings. We're not animals. Well, they say we're higher animals. Thank you, Sam Dandy, for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
All right.